Hi guys, welcome to our channel, Exploring It All. I'm Miraculous Girl. Join me and my dad while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl, and thank you everyone for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So, as the title suggests, we're at spoilers and speculations for Mission 126. Now, I have a spoiler, and this spoiler, I know people will, there will be some. I'm okay with it, and there will be some that will be upset, because there always is, at least one person. But this spoiler came in the form of a message from the CEO of Battlbox, John Roman, and he sent out an email telling us that Mission 126 was going to have a slight shipping delay. The reason being, one of the vendors didn't get their product to them at the promised time. Now, they were on top of it and talked to another one of their vendors who is supposed to be in mission, I'm assuming 127, and that vendor is expediting their product to Battlebox to replace the item that was missing. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. It's happened before. And it happened when they were doing themed boxes. And see, that's where it throws the theme out of whack, because I got these two out here as a little bit of an example here. And I think this one was Adventure Awaits. So that was that. And this one, it was Fallback Ready. Now, these themes are kind of general. So if you want to switch out the Flextail Tiny Repeller with the Tactica knife, you're not going to notice it as much in those themes. But if the theme is something like bushcraft, well, some items might not fit that bushcraft theme, even though they're doing that. Now, the other thing that came into it, and this goes into the aspect of printing. If you're bored, just fast forward. I don't know exactly when, and I'll start giving you items. But I used to work in a print shop, and so of this brief, you have the cover page. This is all one piece of paper, and then you have the interior page here. Again, one piece, and this. And this is 4-color process printing. They will print, they can do it two ways. They will print one side and then print the other side. Or if they have certain types of printing presses that tend to be for rather large printing companies, they may be able to even print both sides at the same time. But it's hard to do that. It takes a special kind of printing press to do it. A lot of times it takes multiple passes and whatnot. Then next, you fold and staple. And there's a machine that will collate, fold it. Actually, it collates it, staples it, and folds it. And that's the way it does that. Once you've printed it, it's really hard to take that one page out. Say it was the Advanced or the Pro item. You got to take this whole page out and reprint it. It's actually probably faster and easier for the print shop. I know a lot of people are going to say, man, that's a waste of paper. But it's easier for them to reprint and redo the whole booklet than it is for them to remove this page and try to reassemble it that way. It's just, that's the way it is. So they got to reprint the booklets, and then there's the whole box, the box size, and how the items fit in the box, and maybe they have to order different boxes to ship it out. Maybe the basic one doesn't need to change, but Advanced needs to change, or Pro and Pro Plus need to change, so there's that aspect. And he said they had already had some boxes packed, so that tells me that our item is most likely a Pro or Advanced item that is missing, that's having to be substituted. All right, enough about all that. That's the first spoiler. Sorry, it's not a positive one. So the first item I'm going to kind of speculate on here is Barebones. we could see another product from Barebones. Now, I'll get into why I think this has potential a little bit later in the video. But now, we've received this lantern from Barebones. I like this lantern. It's really cool. It's got the LED in there. It's rechargeable, and it's a nice looking lantern. And I should have caught this as a spoiler a while ago, because this was sitting on the shelf behind Curran for about the last 4 or 5 months at least. So there's this item, and then of course we got the Barebones pant. As you can see, I use mine. I'm gonna probably have to re-season this a little bit, but I use this regularly in the kitchen. Not everything has to go in a bushcraft bag or anything like that. I like this carbon steel, and it isn't as heavy as cast iron. So I think the item from Barebones may be one of these knives. I don't have any knives from Barebones, but I have this image with some of their knives, and I'm gonna insert that right here. So next up for our spoilers and speculations, a potential item would be some freeze-dried meals. Now I have a few here, but these two brands are what I'm leaning toward. This is Sasquatch Fuel, Southwest Mac and Cheese. We got Trailtopia, Pesto Chicken Pasta. I think we may try this in our next unboxing, or maybe this Sasquatch Fuel, Southwest Mac and Cheese. I got the jalapeno cheddar biscuits. I might have that for breakfast tomorrow. But these two brands, the Peak Refuel is a really good brand, and the ReadyWise Pro Adventure Meals. Now we got this particular one, the biscuits and gravy, and if you look at our mission, I think 123 unboxing and 124 unboxing, we ate one of these, and Miraculous Girl loves them. I have bought a few of these at Walmart. These are available at Walmart, but I was checking online, and they have a few different meals that sound so good. Beef bouillon with kimchi fried rice. There is, and they have, and this is the main thing, let's see, traditional pork and chili verde, pasta a la vodka chicken, homestyle biscuits and gravy. They have a breakfast skillet, beef stroganoff, but they also have sets, or buckets with multiple different meals in them. And if it was going to be a replacement for that missing item, like a set of these for the advanced or even pro box, because some of these kits run as much as $100 for 10 different meals. These are about $15 a piece. Same with the Peak. When you start to get into, it's not like it was anymore where these things were $7.99. They're $15 now. But these are always, that sounds good. We're gonna have steak tonight though. But anyway, so the Peak Refuel. And on our next item, I'll go into why there's certain companies I'm speculating about. So next up, and often speculated on by me, is MyMedic. Now, a couple reasons I speculate MyMedic is because they are a sponsor in the battle games, which we have coming up. And for those of you that don't know, in Mission 125, they sent out 150 golden tickets, plus they probably gave away another 50 or so more. And of those 200 people, they're gonna submit videos, and in those videos, explain why they should be picked to go participate in the battle games. And then I believe there's about 10 contestants that get selected, and they will go to, I believe it's in Georgia, they will go to Georgia where they will compete in the battle games. And to me, it looks like a lot of fun, and you just test all the survival skills, and the winner gets $25,000. Now last year, and I'm sure it'll be similar this year, each contestant, even as they were eliminated, in survival, what was that show? Survival? I forget the name of it. Anyway, each contestant, as they're eliminated, they do still get a prize. I believe they got a duffel bag with like $1,000 worth of gear, and they got some cash money as well. And as you made it further up the competition, the bigger the prize, and then finally gets down to that one person, then they get that $25,000. And I believe the prize this year is $25,000 as well. So anyway, My Medic, you know, they have a lot of mods that they give out, but for it to be, they would have to give it, if it was advanced or even pro, they would have to give us multiple mods, and it would be more likely they would give us a kit. Now, we've received a lot of the kits. Now, we got the super steri strips ones. This is the scrape one. We got the gauze mod. But one kit, other than one of their super large kits that we haven't received, is this one. I forget the name of this one. I want to say it was like the mass wound, big wound closure kit, something to that effect. And as you can see, it comes with a lot of different scissors. You have the different scissors, you have different tweezers. There's some scalpel blades in here. Oh, this holds the scalpel blades here. You have different types of forceps clamps type thing. And then you also have wound wash. This actually came with a stapler. It comes with some pre-threaded sutures. You also have the mini wound closure mod. Some things I might have added in here. I'm not sure if the ice pack came in this one. I have the micro mend ones. It does have compressed gauze and some bandage stuff in here. And of course you always get gloves. And what is this? This is probably, prep and clean. There's some more antiseptic towelettes and things like that. And you got a gauze mod in here. So this kind of kit, and I want to say this kit ran, I think this is like $120 nowadays. And it's a nice kit. It's a good kit to have on your pile of kits, I guess, because I strap all these down on one large gray man board. But My Medic is another great item, and most of these companies I have been talking about, ReadyWise, Barebones, My Medic, the Peak Refuel, all of those companies and the next one come out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And I'm going to tell you why that's important here in a minute. So next up for our spoilers and speculations, Outdoor Element. Now, Outdoor Element has been in the box a few times. They've had some really cool knives, like this Phoenix Feather was a pro item. This was actually a Pro Plus knife right here, the Phoenix Talon. This has a fire striker in the end. Let's pull this out. This was a great one. It has a sharpener on here. You can take the scales off of this, and there's a hidden pocket in there with all kinds of kits, and I ordered secondary kits for it. And you can actually attach this knife down here, the Phoenix Feather. You can actually attach that to the sheath here on this. But this is a really great knife. You can change out, I believe I have extras on your gut hook here. And nice knife right there. I like it. I don't carry a fixed blade, but this is one that I should keep on my list for camping. But the other ones I like that they have, now this one I've modified, the Flicker Feather. And I got this one instead of getting the more traditional blade style because I already had the other one. And I bought scales for this, and these scales will glow in the dark, and it came with the glow in the dark whistle and stuff. And so that was really cool. And then of course you have your fire starter here, and this has a sharpening thing on the outside of the sheath, which they usually include. This is the whistle here. You got this one that came in Battlebox a while back. Same thing. And it has a whistle built in here, ferro rod. You got a sharpener built into the sheath right here. But these all came in Battlebox. Here's some cards, fire cards. Here's one of those kits I was talking about. I think I put this one together. No, this is the one they sold. I forget. You know, you got fishing line in here. You got bank line, it looks like, compass. There's all different kinds of things you could put in this little kit that came with this particular knife. So anyway, oh, here's the Charlotte webbing that came from Outdoor Element. And this was from Outdoor Element and Grim Workshop. So these are all items that kind of represent Outdoor Element. But they could come up with, have another knife coming that would be some sort of fire starting knife that could be advanced or it could even be pro. It just depends. But it is a potential of something. And again, this company comes from Salt Lake City. Now, why is Salt Lake City important? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I have to watch everything. And in the release that the CEO, John Roman, put out, he mentioned the trucks were bringing the item from Salt Lake City to Georgia. So that tells me the company's based in Salt Lake City. And so I started looking at, well, who's based out of there? And those are some of the companies I came up with. Now, Fox Knives America is also out of Salt Lake City. We'll talk about that. Cola Tree, Mountain Ops, those are also companies that we could see something from in the box. But it's hard because I'm trying to figure out which ones could go into an advanced or pro. I don't think it's the Pro Plus. Which company could send something that would substitute at that level? So that's where we're at. Next, we're going to take a look at our Knife of the Month speculations. All right, guys. Now, before I get into our last final, the knife stuff, there's one other item I kind of forgot to mention here that is a big possibility of being a spoiler, and I think this is actually a pretty good possibility, and that's something from Klymit. Now, we have received, I believe, a hammock from Klymit, a lot of different sleeping pads and stuff, but they also offer sleeping bags. We've received one of those, blankets, and things of that sort. But there's another thing that we haven't received from Klymit, from Battlbox, that Klymit makes, and that is a tent. Now, a tent would really fit the bill on John's comment regarding pallets, and I do believe, and I would have to double check, but I do believe he said something to the effect of trucks with an S. So that's a fairly substantial sized item when you're talking thousands and thousands of them. But so Klymit, and I don't know, the price range is a little bit high on the Cross Canyon 2 tent. I love this tent. I have a footprint for it as well. It's a really great tent. But I do think that Klymit is a possible item, that company that we may be receiving something from. So next up, let's go with knives. So possible knives. And again, I'm going on the speculation, as I've mentioned, from the notation, and John's going to kick himself for saying it. He mentioned the trucks going from Salt Lake to Atlanta. Well, another company that's based in the Salt Lake area is Fox Knives. Now, Fox also gave us a hatchet. It doesn't have to be a folder like this. From Fox Knives, we also, the Fox Edge as well. These are usually in the lower tiers. I like this one. It's a nice looking one. So you got all these Fox Knives here and Fox Edge from Fox America that are possibilities because they are based out of they're headquartered in Utah. So that is another really big possibility. Now, along that note, the other thing is we could be getting, and I'm going to come out and say it, we got the knife from Curran 1776. I hope I'm getting these back. OD green handles in the right boxes. But there's a knife coming from Doug McCarta called the Battle Bolt. Now, I don't know who's manufacturing that, but one thing that was mentioned by Curran is the knife he designed. And I forget the name of it now. Oh, the Savannah? Was it the Savannah? I think it is. Anyway, this knife was actually built by Fox Knives in Italy. He designed it. So I don't know who's building the battle bolt that Doug McCarter designed, but Fox could be doing it. Now, these are Tops knives, but the battle bolt to me reminds me a little bit of a cross between, this is the Strike Eagle, Steel Eagle from Tops. It had serrations along here and then further up, and it was long and thin. I think it's a thinner steel than these, but I got these two out because it seems kind of long. It's very straight though, it's not as curved, but the blade kind of has that type of look to it a little bit. Like I said, it's much bigger. So the battle bolt could be an item that's coming, and based off the size of it, it's going to have a good size box. It would take some space, so it could be that Pro Plus item that they are waiting for from Salt Lake City to Atlanta. That's going to take up multiple pallets if it's a good size knife. So that is my final speculation. So that's where I'm looking at, because that was the only hint or leak that we really got, was that they were switching out an item and it's coming from Salt Lake City to Atlanta or to Georgia, and it's coming by truck and it took pallets. So that's it. That's our spoilers and speculations. All right, guys, and if I get anything else, I'll throw it in there. I gotta add in the post of the Barebones stuff. But if I do, I'll edit this if I do get a confirmed spoiler. They've been really tight-lipped the last few months, and I haven't gotten any. Hopefully that changes soon. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, hit like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and be nice to each other.